What's up, champ? I'm Vince Del Monte, and what you're about to watch is a presentation I gave to a group of high school leaders, grade 11s and grade 12s, on haters and why you want more haters in your life and how to get them. All right, I don't think there's anybody more qualified to speak on this subject than me. Over the last 10 years of having this online business, I've attracted a lot of haters. People don't like when somebody like me is teaching others how to build muscle, especially when I'm not the biggest guy, I'm not the most articulate guy, I'm not the strongest guy, I contradict myself, I stutter, I do all sorts of things that attract criticism, yet I've continued to rise above and I've built this mega business, I've achieved personal financial freedom, and I've helped a ton of people just doing what I absolutely love to do. There's nothing else I'd rather do. I'm 37 years old, I'm still doing what I chased out to do in my mid-20s, and that's come with a lot of challenges and obstacles and naysayers, and I've had to learn how to deal with that. So in this talk here, if you're dealing with haters in your life, if you're dealing with roadblocks, criticism, people telling you shouldn't be doing this or you can't do this, and discouraging you, you're gonna wanna watch this. Grab a pen and paper and pay close attention. I think you're gonna get a lot of encouragement out of it, all right? Also, if you're interested in working with me one-on-one to build your own online fitness business, I've got a little announcement at the end of this video. So watch this video and I'll tell you a bit about how to get in contact with me and learn about a very intimate one-on-one opportunity to learn how I've built this online fitness business and have an awesome life while helping a ton of people and just simply doing what I love. Again, I'm 37, I'm doing what I love, and it's probably not gonna change for a long time because things are amazing. All right, so enjoy the presentation. I'll see you at the end of this video. All right, so if you search my name, you can quickly figure out what I do. And the big place where people discover me is on YouTube, all right? Has anybody read the comments on YouTube before? Are they friendly? No. They're not? You guys want to see my comments? You want to see some of this? Okay, so we're going to talk about haters eventually, but I just need to kind of establish the context here. So we're going to read my comments in just a second, and I haven't screened these, I don't delete them, I just leave them, all right? And that was it's taken a lot of time and courage to be able to just leave this stuff on there, and we're going to talk about that in a second. But when I first, so let me just go back in time. So when I was 22, I got a job as a personal trainer, and fortunately I started getting pretty good at it. And I started learning from a lot of people. I was investing in myself. I was going to courses, certifications, I was getting around mentors, and I was trying to finesse my skill. I was trying to become a specialist in helping more skinny guys build muscle, because I did it on myself, but I wanted to make sure it wasn't a fluke. Maybe I just got lucky, maybe these are newbie gains, maybe my body responded well, but can I replicate this? If I took one of you guys in the room and you guys gave me 6 months of your life, I said, I want you to do all of this, would you transform as well? And that's what I did as a trainer. It's cool because people pay you, and I work with them in the gym, and I got to finesse my skill over a number of years. Eventually, I started asking myself, how can I help more people? And that's when the internet started becoming popular, and I saw these guys on the internet who were selling products, information products, stuff like this. They were selling physical products and they were selling digital products, where people would go to these websites. Have you seen those long form infomercial pages? Oh my gosh, this page is forever. You guys seen those pages? They're the equivalent of infomercials, and people would put the credit card in and they would buy somebody else's information. And I saw other people doing this in this marketplace, and I said, I wonder how much money they make. I was curious. Can you make a living from this? Can you sell information on the internet and make money from it? And what I discovered is yes, and you can make quite a bit, a lot, if you're willing to commit to the path and learn how to do it properly, and you're in this for the right reasons for the long term. So in the beginning, I created my first ebook. This was 2006, because I was getting a lot of people saying, how'd you do it? How'd you do it? So I wrote an ebook. You know what an ebook is? Just a PDF. 216 pages. It took me a month to write. I put everything I knew. I took it all out of my head and I put it in a document. And I did this while I was working a job 40 hours a week. I'd go home and I'd work from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. and then I'd go home at night and I'd write this ebook. And it took me a month to write this ebook. And then I learned how to market it. I created this long form sales page where people could then find out all about it, and there was a place where they could enter their credit card, and then all of a sudden money's coming into my bank account. I'm like, this is pretty cool. People are giving me money to share my passion. This is what I love to do, help skinny guys build muscle, and I'm getting paid for it. So when you put yourself out there, what happens? When you stand up and say something, what happens initially? Yes.
People judge you?
Yes, that's a great word. What else?
Start to get recognized.
Start getting recognized.
You'll start a conversation?
Yes. So some good things and some maybe not so good things, maybe, right? So when you put yourself out there, you're going to be judged. Absolutely. And you have a choice. If you want to make a name for yourself, if you want to be a person of influence, if you want to have impact, you've got two options in life. You can be ignored or you can be judged. You guys know what Aristotle said about criticism? You know what the secret to avoiding criticism is? Who likes criticism in here? Okay, who doesn't like criticism? Okay, a little more. I'd say nobody likes being criticized. You guys want to know the secret to avoiding criticism? It's 3 things. You guys have pen and papers? I'm going to tell you what to write down because I know the stuff that you guys want to write down. All right. I know you're not going to remember a lot of what I say, but you'll remember a few things I tell you to write down. Here's what Aristotle says about criticism. To avoid criticism, do nothing, say nothing, and be nothing. In today's day and age, you know what that means? Stay home and watch TV. That's what it means. How many people here are going to get criticized based on their channel surfing abilities? The only person that's probably going to criticize you is somebody you live with. You're always on the couch, all right? But you'll go through life pretty comfortably. No one's going to challenge you, all right? Does that sound like an exciting life to live? So right away, you guys have to decide, do I want to live a life of being ignored and not heard? Or do I want to be somebody who has something to share, something of value? All right, so let's kind of evolve a little bit here. So there's 3 levels here. So when you put yourself out there, we've established you're going to be judged. Let's use that word. When you now, let's say do something great. You know, you're talking about a cause. You're trying to teach people something. Then what do you start to attract? Haters. Sorry, what were you going to say that? You're about to say that. I'm sorry. You attract haters. All right. Do you guys know what the definition of haters is? Losers? Yeah, that could definitely be a safe word to use. This is something you also want to write down. Here's the definition of a hater. Having anger towards everyone reaching success. That's a hater. Haters are people who have anger towards everyone reaching success. So, back to having success. It's hard to put a number on this, but why is it good that there's haters?
Well, I don't know. I think criticism, so you can see what you're what to improve on personally.
I like that. I know where you're going with that, and I actually have notes here. I'm not checking my phone. I'm going to my notes here that I took last night, and you just reminded me of something I want to talk about because there are 2 types of haters. All right. There's 2 kinds of people, and I want you guys to understand this because I just talked about my comments, and I don't delete the majority of the comments, but there's certain ones that we do delete, and I'll tell you what category of hatred, if you will, that falls under. Okay, so there are normal competitive haters out there, all right, where it's just natural. Like if you watch sports, you'll see, Michael Jordan, throwing jabs at the guys on the other team, popular sports players, and they're not saying these things out of true hatred. It's a part of sport, right? You and your buddies, you're playing basketball and you start like, jabbing each other, trying to get under each other's skin. That's normal. That's not true hatred, right? Like that's not like something that you have to like, oh my God, I got to delete this or I got to get this person out of my life. That's just, it comes with the territory, right? So there's certain comments that go up on the page that just come with the territory and they're not saying anything I don't already know. People say, oh, Vinny, you don't have big arms. Tell me something I don't know. I look at myself in the mirror every single day. Vince, you got to work on your calves. Tell me something I don't know. Vince, you ramble too much. Tell me something I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Vince, your nose is too big. Tell me something I don't know. And they start saying stuff like, oh, this guy's weak. Oh, this guy's scrawny. What's this guy doing? He doesn't know what he's talking about. This guy's not even big. This guy's not fit. Don't listen to this guy. All right, and then I'm like, oh, one of the keys to dealing with haters is, what's your name?
Oh, Kira.
Kira. It's recognizing that there is a grain of truth in some of the comments, and it's just to accept it. It's like, I know. You can't say something that, I already know that. Like you're not saying anything that nobody agrees with. So it's like, that stuff, I just let it go. That's fine. If they feel better about themselves by saying something like that, that's fine. I don't need to censor that. However, there's another category, and this is what you want to be careful of, and this is what I really want to, make sure none of you, I don't think anybody in this room wants to become this kind of person or is going to become this kind of person, but there's people out there that are simply, I hate to use this word, but they're evil. They're evil, evil people. And there's people that actually take pleasure in bringing other people down. There's something wrong with them. They actually feel better about themselves. And these people do not have your best interests at heart. All right? These people you got to get rid of. All right? These are people that you just don't need in your life and you don't have time for. All right? So if there's a comment that comes onto the page that's like really nasty, it's like really inappropriate. Maybe it's something about a personal family member. Like that's just so extreme. I take an extreme measure with that. I delete it. And I block that person and I never hear from them again. We have no place for that. And there's certain people who may come into your life in time that you just need to get rid of. All right? You just got to throw them out the window. Not literally throw them out the window. It'd be nice if we could do that, but we can't. So there's certain people that you just don't want to associate with. And you have to, obviously use your discretion. Be like, this is a dangerous person. They're really trying to bring me down. This person for some reason is gaining pleasure out of things that I'm doing, that I'm trying to be a great person, I'm trying to add value, I'm trying to help people, and this guy's trying to bring me down. I have no time and place for those people, all right? That stuff gets deleted, that stuff gets blocked. But if somebody just comes in and disagrees with my opinion, that's fine. That's fine. We can have a conversation. I know that I'm not right about everything, and that's just being real, and that's just being authentic. And what's neat here is when you let's just kind of take a step back. Let's take a step back and even further. How do you ultimately beat haters? How do you beat them?
Prove them wrong.
And how do you do that?
Whatever they say you can't do, do it.
That's amazing. Did you guys all hear that? Stay true to your path. You have an undying commitment to the path you're going on. And I said I was going to talk to you guys about the third phase. So there's 3 phases of like what happens when you put yourself out there. When you put yourself out there first, phase 1 is you get judged. Then when you keep putting yourself out there and you're now doing some good stuff, you're going to get haters. But when you keep doing good stuff and that good stuff turns into excellence, you know what it turns into? You know what happens to those people? They turn into admirers. They're like, this guy's still going. This guy's getting attacked. We're trying to beat him down. He just keeps getting up. He keeps getting up. We can't keep this guy down. 2 years ago, I think it was 2-3 years ago, I was putting up some videos. I learned a lot from this experience. I'm not going to go into too many of the details, but I started putting out some content that it was controversial, and I learned a hard lesson. And what happened was I was putting up controversial videos. I was attacking different diet approaches from an ill spirit. I wasn't doing it in a constructive manner, I was trying to like really look at it from both sides, pros and cons. I was doing it for clicks and for views, all right? Because clicks and views can equal money, right? So I was doing it for the wrong intentions. And what happened was I started to attract a lot of people that didn't agree. And what happened was these guys, I found out there was this private forum on Facebook where these guys basically troll your page and they dislike the videos and they report the videos. And if it gets enough reports, you can actually take somebody's channel down. And what happened is my channel got taken down, which is my livelihood. I went to my channel one day and the entire channel was disabled. It says Vince Del Monte has violated YouTube's terms of service. This channel has been disabled. It was devastating. And that was a huge lesson for me because, you know, I'm talking to you guys about putting yourself out there, but you need to put yourself out there for the right reasons. You need to put yourself out there for something you truly believe in, something that's going to serve others, that's going to offer value, and that's going to help improve somebody's life. And I wasn't doing that, and I attracted the wrong attention, and I was getting views, but it wasn't from people that were ever going to buy my products or become, you know, diehard lifelong fans. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, you hear people say, yeah, go get haters, but you want to do it because you're creating something amazing, not because you're being a critic, all right? There's a lot of guys on YouTube, they have huge followings, but you know why? Because they just criticize other people. They just put other people down. That's easy. You know what the equivalent of that is? That's the equivalent of one of you guys or girls taking a baseball bat to somebody's Mercedes-Benz in the parking lot. You think people are going to share that video? Heck yeah. Check this out. This guy's taking a baseball bat to the principal's Mercedes. But is that going to build your name? Is that going to build? Are those the kind of people you want to attract to your work? You know what I'm saying? Is that the stuff you want to be associated with? No, that's just going to bring negativity and grief, right? So the attention you want people to be criticizing because you're doing something good and they don't agree with it, or you're doing something they wish they could do. Look at Mother Teresa. Did you guys know there's websites out there trying to take down Mother Teresa, or you know who Mother Teresa is, right? Mom, she's one of your favorite people. Mother Teresa has haters. Mother Teresa has haters. If she has haters, how in the world are you not going to have haters? The sweetest person in the world, Justin Bieber, has haters. U2, the best rock band of all time, in my opinion, has haters. All right? You go to a sporting event, 50% of the crowd is cheering for one team and booing for the other team. It's normal. You guys, anybody pay attention to the US election? Hopefully not too much, but maybe a bit. Freaking country split up. There's haters for one side, there's haters for the other side. When you put yourself out there, it means you've got attention. You know what the hardest thing to own is today? The hardest thing to own. If you want to impact and influence, what do you need? Yeah, that's a good one. On a very simple level, you need attention. If you guys are all sleeping right now, I'm not going to be able to impact you. I need your attention. Attention is the hardest thing to own. You know how you own attention? There's a lot of ways. You have to be somebody of substance, somebody of value, somebody who cares about other people, who's doing it to improve other people's lives. Now you got my attention. And you also have to be an interesting person. If I'm uploading YouTube content and it's boring, you're going to be, oh my God, this guy's boring. I can learn the same information from so-and-so, and he's way more entertaining. All right? And that comes with time. You learn how to evolve, become more entertaining, more valuable, and you start to connect with more people. So when you start attracting haters, you want to understand this is good because you're owning attention. You've got people's attention. You have an opportunity now to use that attention, hopefully for good. Does that make sense? And a lot of this negativity from others comes from people just being unsatisfied with not being able to fulfill their own dreams, right? You're doing something that they were maybe told is impossible. People don't want you to disprove what they believe to be true. People have what's called self-limiting beliefs. They have beliefs inside, they tell themselves stories. We all living by a certain story. Whether it's true or not is another talk, but we're all living by certain stories. And when you start living out what people say not to be possible, they don't like that. Because now they have to face reality and they have to say, shoot, why is he able to do this? And this is why I've attracted a lot of haters myself over the years, because I'm in this business of teaching guys how to build muscle, but I'm not the biggest guy. I'm not the most articulate guy. Watch my YouTube videos. Because this guy rambles, he repeats himself, sometimes he doesn't make sense, he contradicts himself, but guess what? I get it. I just keep putting myself out there because I know most people are too afraid to deal with the criticism that I get for keep putting myself out there, and people are like, but yeah, you know what, I get it. Vince is still a good guy, he's trying to help me, he's not perfect, and I start to build the following, and the following gets bigger, the audience gets bigger, the subscriber base gets bigger, the customer base gets bigger, and people don't like that. Because like, I'm smarter than Vince. How come he has more followers than me? I'm bigger than Vince. I bench press twice this guy. How's this guy got an audience and I don't? People don't like that. And I've learned that to continue to move forward, again, most people aren't going to take action and they're going to let their fears paralyze them. And all you need to do is just keep moving forward. You just got to keep moving forward. And you know how you win? It's like the tortoise and the hare. You just keep going. You just keep going. Does that make sense? So a couple things. Let's just summarize a couple of those key points. There's been a lot of things that were said, and maybe these are some good notes that you guys can take here just to kind of summarize some of this, think about some of this stuff. So this quote, what was your name again? Who said that you're going to be judged when you put yourself out there?
Oh, yeah. But you can be judged both. Oh, what's her name?
Yeah.
Sorry, I thought you wanted me to explain to Kira.
Kira. So Kira actually referenced something that's it's from a famous author, Seth Godin. You guys heard of Seth Godin? He's my favorite author. He writes amazing business books. I've learned so much from this guy. And Seth has been quoted as saying, you will be judged or you will be ignored. You're going to be judged or ignored. So a couple things that we've landed on here, I think these are good things. Understand that judgment is inevitable. If you want to do something with your life, judgment's inevitable. It's like, if you're not getting judged, there's something wrong. It's like, shoot, can they hear me? Am I loud enough? Am I speaking clearly? Do they believe actually what I'm saying? If you put yourself out there and say something, people are either going to love it or they're going to hate it. That's inevitable. Who said, are they saying anything true? There might be something true we can learn from. Came from one of the girls over here. Is that you? Okay, we're going to say it's from Angelica. All right, okay, so is there something helpful that they're saying? You know, if I'm getting comments over and over, this guy's scrawny, this guy's not big, maybe it would help to get a little bigger. Maybe there is a grain of truth in what these guys are saying. All right, maybe I need to step up my game a bit. All right, and that's why I love haters. That's why I want more of them, because they speak the truth. There might not be the full truth, but they speak a grain of truth that can help me and ultimately makes me better. Does that make sense? So sometimes they might be saying something and you don't look at it as like a negative, you look at it as a positive. You're like, hey, not many people in your life, here's a sad, not sad truth, but most people in your immediate circle aren't going to be 100% honest with you. You know, sometimes you want to tell something to your friend, but you're like, you know what, this might end up in a fight. I don't want to fight with my friend. I'm just going to keep my mouth silent. And you kind of pony up. Yeah, anybody done that? Yeah, it's normal. I do it. I still do it. But you're like, man, I should have just told them the truth. If they accepted it and let it sink in, they would actually probably grow from that. I know where I'm coming from. I'm not trying to bring them down. I'm really trying to help them. You know what I'm saying? It's coming from a good spot. It's coming from a good spot. Oh crap! Where am I going with that point? I was thinking about it too long. So okay, let's just come back. So we can. Oh yeah. The points here. I got them right here. Yeah, we can become better knowing that the critics are going to tell us things sometimes our close circle may not tell us. I'm like, okay, cool. I'm going to get better from this. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. And you know what I also do, if you read some of my comments, like you kind of just play with them. You know, when people say something like, I know, what's your point? You know, it's like you're telling me something about a weakness of mine that I already know. Like, you think you're bringing something brand new to my attention? And you kind of double down on your weaknesses. You make your weaknesses your strengths. That's another talk. We'll kind of move on from that. And then, so yeah, there's kind of like an aspect of being grateful for the criticism. That would be the point you want to write down. Be grateful for the criticism because there may be a grain of truth that you can use to benefit yourself and to improve yourself.
Can we see the comments?
Yeah, I want to show you guys. And then lastly, I just want to share, like, again, I talked about those examples. U2, Mother Teresa, Justin Bieber, they all have haters, you know. You're not alone. You are not alone. I have friends, they like are such good people. They put themselves out there, they put out great information, and somehow somebody figures out how to tear them down. it almost becomes laughable. You have to kind of almost laugh at it. So let's jump on here. We just see what's going on here. I actually already logged in here. So we're actually logged into my YouTube. This is my, like you can see, we're logged into YouTube right now. How do we enlarge this? Here we go. Oh, here we go. Okay, cool. All right, we're in. Now, we're just going to go through these, and I'll just read a couple of them out. And now, what I'm proud to say is that the comments are actually much better. And it's because I've taken a lot of criticism over the years, and I've learned from it. All right, so I can't actually see them on here, so I'll go through that.
You read them out. I'll navigate for you.
Okay, cool. All right, are you Canadian? Although the video has a lot of rambling at first, it also climaxes fast after that. Bear with Vince. I'm glad I finished the video and I appreciate the ideas. Honestly, think that is a logical way to keep fit and not just for some show. So he liked this video here. This guy, dude, you are a salesman. Sorry, but to use words to sound professional, but you are the same as all the others in the industry. This guy looks terrible, but obviously, all natural. I would say, been in gym for 6 to 10 months, you are nowhere near an athlete, never mind a bodybuilder. Please reply. Now this is coming from Den Co with no profile picture. This is called an anonymous critic.
Is that a troll? Is that a troll?
I don't know. But here's the deal. We also want to consider the source of the criticism, right? If I saw my brother's face here, Adriano Del Monte, and he had a genuine concern, I would be more likely to respond to him. But do you think I'm going to respond to a faceless profile named Den Cole? And again, no, poor guy, I don't know, maybe he's struggling to get through English class, but he can hardly put the sentence together. So again, you have to consider the source of the criticism. This may be a 14-year-old kid, you know, who's, you know, just up late at night, really bored, maybe, who knows, and he's just kind of stumbling on the keyboard. So I can't take it too personally. You have to always consider the source of the criticism, right? If the criticism comes from my mom or from my father, two people I respect more than anybody else in the world, I'm going to pay attention. I'll be like, okay, they're bringing something to my attention I need to listen to. Let's see what else we got.
Sorry.
Okay, this is cool. Hey, Vince, love your book recommendations. Let's look at some positive ones that are encouraging me that I'm on the right track here and that people are, again, not everybody's a hater. I would say quite a few, but there's a lot of positive people out there. So let's look at this guy says, hey, Vince, love your book recommendations. Got 5 of your suggestions to read. Please do more of these type of videos at least once a month if time permits. I know that many people would agree with the same. If I may humbly return the favor, perhaps Tools of Titans by Tim Ferriss. You would probably be interested in the best practices of top performers like morning rituals, as you are a very driven guy. And The Code of Extraordinary Mind by Vishaan Lankey.
Cheers, Vince. So here's a guy that took time to write out almost like a couple sentences. That's somebody who's taken time to write out something of that length tells me that's a nice person. He didn't need to write that out.
Read JJ's?
Where's JJ? You take a load of drugs and you look like SHIT anyways. You and Boston Lloyd are enigmas. Okay? We should have just gone right to the comments there.
Grain of truth you take from that?
Okay, so with that one there, well, obviously I don't. I mean, to be honest, it's a compliment. If somebody says I'm on drugs, that's a compliment because guys who take drugs are huge, right? Obviously. So I say, oh, that's thank you. Thank you. I mean, somebody who says, Vince, you're on steroids, thank you. That's the best compliment I could hear all day long, all right? Now, if somebody starts doing hate videos about me and starts like saying this guy is trying to take me down, he's got a big influence, I've got a problem with that. I actually had a guy like that and we had to send cease and desist and we got the video taken down. So there are certain times where you have to punch back, you have to defend your name, you have to protect yourself, and you have to show like, hey, I'm not tolerating. This guy would take an extreme situation, I have to take an extreme stance. So you don't always just pony up, you don't always, there's certain times where you have to pick your fights and you have to say, I got to punch back. You know, these guys are running my name through the mud. And I've spent 10 years trying to build my name and my credibility. You think I'm going to let this guy, who's trying to piggyback on my celebrity and all my hard work to get a couple extra views on his channel, you think I'm going to let him get away with that? So you kind of have to pick and choose your battles, but then you also have to remember this. I'm going to give you guys this little analogy. Is it wise to wrestle with a pig? Why?
Because you're in the mud with them?
And they want to get muddy. Yeah. He said, because you're in the mud with them. Pigs want you to wrestle with them. They want you to get muddy. They want you to get dirty. All right? So you're going down to the pig's level. So oftentimes the best thing with these situations, people are like, how do you deal with this? Most of the time I don't respond. Normally I don't respond. And when you build a big enough following where people now understand where you're coming from, they believe in you, they trust you, they're your loyal fans, they're your friends. You know, in this context here, they're your friends. They'll come to your rescue and they'll stand up for you. And you don't know what you're talking about. I don't have to defend myself. My fans will defend me. So I just let the comments there. And what looks better, my fans defending me or myself defending myself? All day long. All day long. So what do? I focus on building my fans up. Where do I put my energy? I don't put my energy to the cesspool. I don't put my energy to try to silence the haters. I put my energy into building the people up who want to learn. And now I've got the following, and now I've got people that want to back me up because I've helped them out. So it all comes back to having these awesome friendships and relationships where you're buddies each other, you got each other's back. Like if I was in this just for money, I'd be like, oh man, you know, or maybe there's better ways to make money that don't come with all this criticism. Jeez Louise, every single day I'm trying to do my best, I'm putting out stuff and people just keep tearing me down. My gosh, what's the point? Why am I doing? You know what I'm saying? So it's your passion that's going to get you through it. So when you're sharing stuff that you believe in, you're going to get passionate.
All right, so thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed that and took a lot of notes, maybe a lot of sound bites. You can even post on Instagram and Facebook and things that you can write down and post in your room to keep you encouraged. And you know, one of the big things with achieving your dreams is to have accountability and to have a coach and have somebody who's there to encourage you and move you through those challenging times. And I have a unique opportunity for two people who've watched all the way through this video and want to build an online fitness business, learning my 6 simple steps. And it's a one-on-one opportunity. It is not cheap. I've been working with 13 guys the past couple months and they're all on their way to launching their online business, making money. Some already are. And I've got 2 spots open, all right? 2 spots, that's the only amount of capacity I have right now. If you're interested, all you have to do is email me, vincedelmonte@hotmail.com. and just say interested in working with you one-on-one in the subject line. Tell me a bit about yourself, what your goals are, and I'll tell you what the rates are. Again, they're not cheap, but they're also not crazy expensive. This is for serious people that want to do what I've done, and they want to leave their job and they want to have a full-time online business, working from home as an entrepreneur, helping people with their passion and their knowledge, and they just want to learn a proven formula. So personally email me. You're not going to get anybody else. You and I are going to talk. It's vincedelmonte@hotmail.com. Tell me about yourself. I'll tell you the rates. If things sound good, we'll get you rolling. Again, this is first come, first serve. I only have spots. This isn't like BS. I'm serious. I can only take on capacity for 2 more people because I still need to keep set time aside in the week for my own business. So I only can work with 2 more people. I won't be probably opening up any more spots until I would say September, October of this coming year. So email me now and we will be in touch. Thank you so much for watching. If you're not interested in working with me, that's totally cool. Maybe give the video a thumbs up, drop a comment, share it with some people that need some encouragement on how to handle haters in their life and to give them a new perspective on why haters are a good thing. All right, peace out. See you guys next time.